On the eve of the 2016 NBA Draft, two former Kentucky Wildcats will fulfill both their American and basketball dreams by playing across their respective borders. The last time the Oregon men's basketball team lost at home, it was to the Arizona Wildcats back in 2015. Now, and thanks to the Jayhawks losing today, Oregon now has the longest home winning streak in the nation, standing at 40. Oregon's schedule doesn't let up from here. On Thursday, the team flies to LA to take on the UCLA Bruins. Reporting from Matthew Knight Arena with Duck TV Sports, I'm Dyuce Woodson. The Oregon men's basketball team remembered there was a game at Matthew Knight Arena on Saturday. The Oregon State Beavers probably forgot. The Ducks annihilated the Beavers 85-43, continuing their home and season winning streaks. The reel is back. Welcome to the sports segment. I'm Dyuce Woodson. The Oregon men's basketball team's one shining moment could be made this weekend. On Saturday, Oregon will host the Arizona Wildcats in a game that could dictate the regular season Pac-12 champion. But first, the Ducks will play the Arizona State Sun Devils on Thursday. Not only is a conference lead on the line, but the Ducks' 38-game home winning streak is at stake. The streak is the second longest in the nation, behind the Kansas Jayhawks' 50 in Allen Fieldhouse. And speaking of streaks, Oregon's 17-game winning streak ended this past Saturday to the Colorado Buffaloes. Thanks, Lana. Switching courts, the women's tennis team will head to the Lone Star State this weekend to take on the two Big 12 teams. On Saturday, the Ducks will head to Waco, playing the Baylor Bears, and on Sunday, the Ducks will go north 88 miles to Dallas to take on the Texas Christian Horned Frogs. Where else would you rather go golfing than Hawaii? This weekend, the defending national champion Oregon men's golf team will play in the Armory Invitational in Waikoloa, Hawaii. But the women's golf team won't be quite as lucky. The team will head up scenic I-5 to Portland to play in-state rival Oregon State in the Civil War match play. And the future of Oregon football signed today. Jacob Leffler has more. The Oregon volleyball team will head back to Matthew Knight Arena for a two-game homestand against the Arizona schools. The Ducks will start things off against the Arizona Wildcats on Friday and will wrap things up against the Arizona State Sun Devils on Sunday. Oregon is coming off back-to-back wins over Utah and Colorado after dropping two straight to the LA schools. In the Pac-12 standings, the Pacific Northwest schools, with the exception of Oregon State, are all vying for a chance to lead the pack. And now with football, volleyball, and basketball all in the books this week, let's take a look at the top 5 highlights from this past weekend. Number 5, Jordan Bell playing the perimeter out here with the monstrous block against the Black Knights. Bell had himself a block party, having 6 blocks in the game. And number 4, August Rasky and Casey Nady are the building blocks to that great wall, and they proved it right here with this block against the Buffaloes. Nothing's getting past them, ever. And number 3, speaking of great blocks, from the true freshman Peyton Pritchard with the chase down block against the Black Knights, giving his best LeBron James impression right there. This has been the year of the true freshman. And number 2, Royce Freeman was the only bright spot against Stanford on Saturday with the 37-yard run right here, just coming up short of the end zone. He punched it in a couple plays later. Oof, this game was rough. And the number 1 play. Remember Peyton Pritchard? Well, Pritchard steals the ball and dribbles up court just to find Jordan Bell going all the way up for the alley-oop. Bell showing off his athleticism early with the poster against the Beavers. Now these next couple ones aren't going to count, but watch him anyway. He was called for the foul, but that was even nastier than the first one. This next one, it was a windmill, but he had to travel. It was still pretty anyway. Also, Eric Canna and his 2 Boucher. Now that's what I call a dunk, eh? Also, let's shout out Peyton Pritchard, the true freshman playing his first Civil War. Crossover AI impression, finishing nice and pretty in traffic before the layup. Also, he was 4 for 4 behind the three-point line. And let's throw some assists in there because why not? The alley-oop to Chris Boucher. Everyone seemed to contribute in this game. Now, if you want to know the summary of Oregon State, just watch. The 3 most popular sports at the University of Oregon, football, men's basketball, and track and field, have the highest percentage of black student athletes on their respective teams. However, those percentages don't correlate with the overall university, and some student athletes think it's even more alienating. Combining the total number of players on the 3 teams mentioned earlier, there are roughly 217 student athletes. Of the 217, 39% are black. The percentage might not seem that high. However, considering the overall U of O student body, black students make up just under 2% of the 24,000 plus students. We talked to a football player who wished to be kept anonymous, and he said, "I get asked all the time if I'm a football player, even when I'm not wearing anything football related. This kind of questioning isn't limited to just athletes either."
People would literally try to convince me that I was on the team.
Senior advertising major Isaac Bell is not and has never been an athlete for the school. However, he says he was mistaken for an athlete throughout his entire first year of school.
After a whole year, like, y'all should know I'm not on the team. And this isn't just students, this is faculty as well.
Bell believes with the prominence of athletics mixed with the lack of black students, it creates a racist implication.
When you create a reputation and you're telling people that you're a diverse university in that sense, especially when you're trying to get more black people, by having that disproportionality, you're telling people who are black, don't come here unless you're playing sports.
Bell and the anonymous player both agree hiring more black professors and changing a racist past is a step in the right direction towards trying to increase the black student body population. They also agree that the university is still far from where many would expect. After many months of consideration, the U of O changed the name from Dunn Hall to Cedar Hall, named after Frederick Dunn, who was a former active member of the KKK. Now, with Dee Dee Hall's name up for consideration as well, it could show the U of O is attempting to have not only a more inclusive environment for black students, but black student athletes as well. Reporting from Cedar Hall with Duck TV Sports, I'm Dyuce Woodson. Back to you at the desk.